Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. I'm Ross Benjamin of RBWins.com, and like every Wednesday, and it is Wednesday, November the 16th, I'm joined by the guy they call Big Al McMordie of BigAl.com, one of the most iconic handicappers in the sports betting industry today for numerous reasons, and most of all, he wins. Al, how are you, my friend?
Doing great, Ross. How are you on this Wednesday?
Oh, it's midweek. We got a lot going on, right, Al? It's a challenging time of year for all of us in this industry with the NBA, college basketball, the NHL, NFL, college football, all going on at the same time. No complaints. This is the path we chose, and I'm glad I did so, and I'm sure you have as well, even though it could wear on you a little bit, right, Al?
Yeah, I mean, it's just different. I mean, during the summer, we keep saying, oh, I can't wait for football. I can't wait for basketball, when it's just Major League Baseball. And then when it gets here and it's really congested and you have 150 basketball games to look at on a Saturday, not to mention college football and NFL. And it's a lot of work. But again, it's a labor of love.
Yeah, absolutely. And a rewarding one at that. So, Al, you're going to be taking a look at USC and UCLA. UCLA coming off a bad loss that really hindered their chances at a Pac-12 title, maybe. USC still has some faint college football playoff hopes alive. The Trojans right now are a 2.5-point road favorite, even though I don't know how much of you want to consider them a road team since UCLA has had trouble drawing at the Rose Bowl. And the total in this game, an absorbent 76. Wow. Al, what do you have, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, I live here in Los Angeles, so it's my two hometown teams. As you mentioned, the Bruins, they were upset last week as a 20-point favorite. Arizona beat them 34-28. Ross, I hate taking winning teams the week after a loss is a big favorite, as they generally don't cover. For example, they're 41-80 ATS if they were favored by 18 or more points the previous week. So I don't want to take UCLA, but I also don't want to fade UCLA in their final road game against their hated rival USC. UCLA is 11-4 ATS at home versus USC when it's UCLA's last home game of the season. And so instead, I'm going to look in a different direction to try to make money on this game, and I'm going to take it under the total of 76. You might see some 76.5s out there as well. Yes, it's true that USC has gone over the total in its last 4 games. It's also true that these two teams have gone over the total in their last 4 meetings. But when you take a look at how teams off 3 or more overs have done when the over-under line was greater than 71 points, they've gone under the total 61.9% of the time. I like this game to be surprisingly low scoring. I'm going to take it under the 76 or 76.5.
Yeah, when you say low scoring relative to the total. So Al's not predicting a game in the 30s.
Yeah, it won't be Iowa versus Wisconsin.
No, at all. Or there's one game this week that's 31.5, Iowa, Minnesota. I don't recall seeing a total that low in college football in a long time anyway.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm going to take a look at the Oklahoma State game, Al. That game will be played in Norman, Oklahoma. The Sooners, strange. They're coming off back-to-back straight-up favorite losses. They're now 5-5 on the season, although those 2 losses were by exactly 3 points on each occasion. And they're going to take on an Oklahoma State team that's reeling right now. They started out 5-0. They've gone 2-3 in their last 5. Spencer Sanders, their star quarterback, has been held out of the last 2 games for an undisclosed reason. And he's listed as questionable again this week, and that certainly hindered their offensive production. As a matter of fact, Oklahoma State over their last 3 games, averaging just 12 points scored per contest and under 300 yards gained per outing. So not very good offensively for a team that was an offensive dynamo to start the season. On the other hand, here's the thing. And I know Al's going to squirm when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. You got a 5-5 team as a better than touchdown favorite against a team that's 7-3. Again, the bookmaker's not trying to trick you, folks, but public perception is going to obviously lean toward betting the underdog with the better record. How's that, Al? Did I word that correct, or word that a little better to your liking? I hope so. Anyway, here I also have a nice college football betting angle on this game. When you have a conference home favorite of 5.5 to 18.5 points within that parameter, they're coming off back-to-back straight up favored losses like the Sooners are. They scored 20 or more in their last game. They're coming off a 23-20 loss in their previous contest. Their record is their win percentage, I should say, 500 or less. Again, I mentioned Oklahoma 5-5, 16-4 against the spread since 2002, 18 years, well, or 20 years. That's 80%, folks. I'm going to take Oklahoma here minus the 7.5. I would recommend. I am a proponent of getting off the hook on key numbers, and I could show you the records that will justify me doing so. This is a key number at 7. The number is 7.5. I would highly recommend to buy it down to 7. Not a sign of weakness, just smart sports betting, folks. So there you have it. I got Oklahoma here minus the 7.5. Buy them down to 7 against Oklahoma State. And Big Al McMordie, he likes USC and UCLA under the total of 76. Al, great site at bigal.com. What do you got going on? What's been happening of late? Anything you need the viewers to know about?
Well, at bigal.com, obviously I've been in business for 31, 32 years now. I've won 48 handicapping championships over those 31 years. I'm in the midst of my 11th straight winning year in the NFL. And, we've got 20 handicappers over at bigal.com. I also have a sister site, pickadvisor.com. Ross is at that site as well. And so there's a lot of great information. We've got free plays. We've got articles. There's also an article on our ESPN magazine did an article on the database that Ross and I used back in 2010. That's at the footer of bigal.com. So if you have yet to read that article, it's a great read. So just go to bigal.com, go down to the footer, and you can read the ESPN magazine article about the database that Ross and I both use to make money.
So bigal.com, pickadvisors.com. You would find Al at bigal.com. You find me at pickadvisors.com. You could always find me as well at my own website.
It's Pick Advisor singular. No S at the end.
Advisor singular, very important.
Yep, pickadvisor.com.
My error. Apologize. Pickadvisor.com. Well, that is a big deal because somebody looks for it. They're not going to find it under pickadvisors.com. So rbwins.com is my website, folks. Still around 58% in the NFL this year, 57, 58% off a tough week in the NFL last Sunday. But I'm going to bounce back. 3-1 the last 2 nights between NBA and college basketball. NBA 58% since April 1st of last year. NFL 10-star top plays, which are my best bets, 9-2 for the year. And there you have it, folks. Find me at rbwins.com, Al at bigal.com. That's bigal.com. Until the next time, for Big Al McMordie and Ross Benjamin, we'd like to wish each and every one of you all the very best. God bless and good luck, folks.